Hello folks, today we've been asked to solve the formula below for the variable I. And this is probably as difficult as they come. If you can do this, I think you've got this beaten. The first thing we want to do is we've got an addition here. We want to get rid of this addition. So I'm going to subtract v from both sides. So I end up with p over n minus v equals ai over d minus ai. Alright, simple enough. Now, the next thing we want to do to make our lives simpler, and easier is to combine these two into a fraction. Okay? Because we have a fraction over here, if we get a fraction over here, it's going to make our lives a lot simpler and we don't have this pesky subtraction with a whole number. So, what's the common denominator? Well, this has a denominator of n, and this has a denominator of 1. So the common denominator would be n. So we're going to get p over n minus vn over n. And a lot of you can see immediately that this looks like it would work fine because n over n would cancel and give us back what we had. So we know this is correct. So combine these two fractions because they have a common denominator, and what do you get? P minus Vn over n equals AI over D minus AI. Now, at this point, what you want to do, personal opinion, this is what I would do. You've got a fraction equal to another fraction, and you want to get this I out of the denominator. Matter of fact, I want to get rid of the fractions, period, if I can. Well, the simplest way to do that is to cross multiply. So I'm going to multiply this numerator times that denominator, and I'm going to multiply this numerator and that denominator. And what are we going to get? Well, let's start with the easy one. N times AI is going to give me NAI. And over here, P minus Vn times D minus AI is going to look like this. Okay, so now we've got this. We're going to need to multiply here. Okay, so if we multiply that, P times D, real simple, PD. P times negative AI is negative PAI. Negative Vn times D is negative DVN. And negative Vn times negative AI is positive VNAI. Now, if I look at what I have, it's real simple, folks. I'm trying to solve for I. So I have I here, I have I here, and I have I here. I want to take those i's and move them all to one side. I'm going to move them to the left. So I have NAI plus PAI minus VNAI equals PD minus DVN. Okay? Now, I have an I here, I have an I here, and I have an I here. It is a common factor. So what can I do with that common factor? I can take that common factor out. And so I can get I times what's left? NA plus PA minus VNA equals PD minus DVN. So I have I times a large quantity equals another quantity. How do I get rid of that? I divide. So I get I equals PD minus DVN over NA plus PA minus VNA. And the only twist on this final answer is really and honestly, you should factor any common terms you have. And in the numerator, I have a D in both terms. And in the denominator, I have an A in both terms. So I really should factor this answer, and I should get I equals D times P minus Vn over A times N plus P minus Vn. And that is my answer. If you have any questions, please come see me.